This was the perfect finale to Queen Charlotte, A Bridgerton Story, episode 6, Crown Jewel. The way these two just have my heart, their declaration of love is truly one for the book. The parallel between earlier in the season when he was like, get out, Charlotte, and she listens to him, versus in episode 6 where he's like, get out, and she's just like, tell me you do not love me. Tell me you do not love me. And when he says, I love you desperately, my heart calls your name. I was just like, oh my gosh, Venus and Farmer George. And even though Adolphus is courting Lady Danbury, and as much as I predicted that they would be a thing, it's really not a thing. Because even though we saw this photo of them, she ends up staring off, looking longingly to Lord Ledger in this dress where, you know, purples, violets, magentas means a person is in love in Bridgerton. Now, King George is supposed to address Parliament. However, he has a panic attack, and Queen Charlotte, being the genius that she is like, if you cannot go to Parliament, we will have Parliament here, meaning the start of Queen Charlotte's ball. And also how early in the season, you know, Brimsley was like, yeah, the king doesn't host the balls, and Charlotte is like, we're gonna change that. And it's just so cute to see them have like a little tiff over like the decor for the ball, and seeing them together in front of everyone, and having Princess Augusta see how happy her son is. It's just so joyous. And they start off the first dance with Nobody Gets Me by SZA. So that is another amazing cover that is done for Queen Charlotte, A Bridgerton Story. But the cover that had me in tears is when they started dancing to I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston. And so did Brimsley and Reynolds. I mean, y'all, it was too perfect until an older Brimsley was by himself dancing. And as we all know from Hugh Saxon in an interview, we're not really sure what happened to Reynolds. And in season 3, he has a ring that he says to himself is from Reynolds. Just justice for Reynolds, y'all. Justice for Reynolds and Brimsley. And we finally figured out what this was. In earlier videos, I was like, what is that? It looks like the paper hat from young Violet Bridgerton, but it's different, like, decoration. We find out that Violet Bridgerton knows about Lady Danbury's affair with her father, but they don't really discuss it. They just sit down. We need to hear you guys talk about this. So I'm kind of hoping that like in season 3, they'll talk a little bit more about it. But something I want to point out is if you will look at Violet Bridgerton and Lady Danbury and at the colors they are wearing, they are both wearing shades of gold, yellow, or blue. I really feel as if this is signaling to season 3, Colin and Penelope season. And as we round out this season, I was in tears on my friend's balcony in LA, just seeing these two under his bed. And he asks, you did not go over the wall. And she goes, no, George, I did not go over the wall. Y'all, this season was so good. So many more thoughts to